It's not true. Since I know people are gonna ask about it, it's not true. Now, look, I have no sources. I have never claimed to have sources. Like, that's just not the type of person I am. And I am also not the type of person to ever call out someone else's sources. Not the type of person I am. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm a good guy. I pay my taxes. I pay my bills. I go to church every Sunday. So I'm a good guy. But, I mean, it was this whole J.J. Watt thing. I mean, when it comes to the Texans, there's only a few people I 100% believe. And that is obviously, Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, James Palmer. He's broken a lot of Texans news before. Locally, I believe Pat D Stat. You guys know Pat D Stat. Mark Berman, he's broken quite a lot of news as well. And Aaron Wilson. Also trust my good buddies over there at Texans Unfiltered. And if you guys don't know who Texans Unfiltered is, I highly suggest you check them out. They're very good people. I'm gonna leave a link to, I guess, their Spotify, because they're a Texans podcast. I 100% trust them. Great people. Love them. Interact with them on Twitter quite a bit. Yeah, I trust them as well. And of course, I trust my buddy Ed Honcho from Sauce Sports. Great individual. If you guys haven't checked them out, and I don't know what you're doing, but go check them out. Sauce Sports, great dude. And of course, I trust my friends. Braylon Duck and Hector and all my other friends I've made along the way. So I just trust those people. Now everyone else, I'm kind of skeptical. So whenever I see something coming from somebody else, I am kind of iffy about it. Now, then when someone other than those people comes out and says something, and none of those other, people talk about it, and that makes it kind of sketchy, and it makes me not believe it. And, with this whole J.J. Watt got Clowney and DeAndre Hopkins kicked out of Houston, I just do not buy it at all. Now, like I said, I'm not one to call out people's sources, but when an NFL player tells you you're lying and there's a completely different incident, then it kind of makes me question if you're legit or not. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, if you rewind a few months back, person that broke the Watt news was a dude that said the Texans were talking with Damon Harrison, and then like a few hours later, Damon Harrison quoted that tweet and said cap. Now, I have the Damon Harrison tweet, but I don't have the other tweet of what the guy said, because he deleted it. Now, if you guys don't know what cap means, he's pretty much saying it's a lie. So, like, when someone says no cap, it means no lie. So, him saying cap is Damon Harrison saying that that's a lie, meaning that Damon Harrison was never in talks with the Texans. So that's already a huge red flag in my opinion. Damon Harrison, he's very vocal on Twitter. He calls out the Lions. He fights with the Lions fans every now and then. He interacts a lot on Twitter. So I believe him. I mean, Damon Harrison has no reason to lie. And in fact, actually, it came out that a few days ago, just 3-4 days ago, Damon Harrison finally started talking to teams. So Damon Harrison never ever talked to the Texans, but this guy reported that the Texans were in talks with Damon Harrison, and that ended up being a lie, debunked by Damon Harrison himself. And now he's over here reporting that J.J. Watt is part of the reason why DeAndre Hopkins and Jadeveon Clowney got out of Houston, or got traded away from Houston. So, yeah, Personally, I do not believe it, but I mean, that's just me. You guys can choose to believe whatever you want. I'm just giving you my opinion and my thought process. Now, of course, he could be right. I don't know. I don't have any sources, but personally, I just believe that if it were true, Ian Rappaport would have already reported on it. Adam Schefter, James Palmer, Pat D. Stat would have said something. This would have been huge news if it were true. And honestly, the Clowney situation happened a long time ago, like a year ago, over a year ago, or no, not really, like almost a year ago. The whole D-Hop situation was like, what, 3 months ago? So for it to barely be coming out now, something this big, and I mean, guys like Lance Sirline and Rivers McCown, who aren't too fond of Bill O'Brien, I'm pretty sure they would have said something already. So yeah, and even though it wasn't Bill O'Brien, doing it, the story's on J.J. Watt, but it would be Bill O'Brien siding with Watt. Now, with Jadeveon Clowney versus Watt, I mean, he could either go either way. I mean, Watt's the better player, but Watt's never healthy. But Clowney is definitely not as good as Watt, but he is younger and somewhat healthier these days. But when it comes to the whole D-Hop and Watt situation, you're clearly choosing D-Hop over Watt, in my opinion. So a guy like Rivers McCown would have easily took that as a chance to bash Bill O'Brien. Like, man, Bill O'Brien, you dumb for siding with J.J. Watt over DeAndre Hopkins. But he didn't. Why? Because it's probably not true, guys. Like, I just do not buy it. And I find this hilarious. And the fact that people actually believe this is actually hilarious. But I do see some people kind of not believing it, and I'm pretty sure they have the same thought process as me. Like, it just makes no sense. And JJ Watt literally just came out like 2 weeks ago, a week ago maybe, and he said that he did not want an extension. So where is this whole, JJ Watt didn't want Clowney being paid more than him. JJ Watt wanted to ask for a raise, but DeAndre Hopkins felt disrespected by that. He felt he deserved more. Like, what? No, that's not JJ Watt. You know what? I will even say this. JJ Watt, as bad as his show might be, as ugly as his shoes might be, I'm sorry, JJ. You're cool and all. You do a lot for Houston, but them shoes are ugly. That show sucks. I've watched 2 episodes. Do not like it. Watt is making a lot of money out of the NFL. He has his shoes. He has his show. He's making money outside the NFL. He has different sources of revenue. And his wife is a professional soccer player as well, playing in Chicago now. So he has so many different sources of revenue. What? I see him being like Tom Brady at this point in his career. He don't care. You know why? Because he has different sources of revenue. Like, at this point, you could even argue that Watt probably makes more money off his ugly shoes and that terrible show he has on Fox. It's kind of like Brady up there in New England. He has a wife that makes a bunch of money, so he never asked for a bunch of money in New England because he's like, you know what? I want to help my team win. I'm not going to ask for a lot of money. My wife makes money. I'm good money-wise. JJ Watt, he's kind of nearing that point. He has different sources of revenue, and Watt, he's always been a team player, and I feel like Watt, with him coming out and saying that he doesn't want a new contract, that's him understanding that Deshaun Watson has to be paid soon. I think he understands that. I think he gets that. So I don't think Watt is selfish like that to want DeAndre, or being part of the reason why DeAndre and Clowney are out of Houston. Watt has different sources of revenue. He doesn't want more money. He said he doesn't want more money, so he doesn't want more money. Now, who are you going to believe? The players? Are you going to believe Damon Harrison and J.J. Watt? Themselves? From the source themselves, from their mouth, from their tweets? Or are you going to believe some other guy? That's just my thought process behind it. Like I said, I just simply do not believe it. But that's just me at the end of the day. You guys, can choose to believe whatever you want to believe. That's how I always am with my videos. I give you my opinion, and then I ask for your opinion. And, sometimes we have little discussions in the comment section and stuff. And sometimes Pedro says something weird in the comment section, and people think he's being serious, and you guys go at him. And, so, like I said, that's my opinion. You guys are free to have your opinion. But, yeah, I kind of threw some, little thoughts at you guys, my thoughts, and see if you guys can agree with me. Like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe the guy's actually telling the truth, but yeah, I simply do not see it. Anyways, with that being said, comment down your opinion on this whole J.J. Watt got D-Hop and Clowney out of Houston thing. And yeah, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you beautiful individuals later. Peace.